Class 12th, subject physics, 6th chapter, superposition of waves. Superposition of waves. From this chapter, let us see the properties of stationary waves. Properties of stationary waves. First property, stationary waves are produced due to superposition of identical waves. Stationary waves are produced due to superposition of identical waves. That means stationary waves are produced due to the superposition of two identical waves like transverse waves or longitudinal waves traveling through a medium along the same path and in opposite direction. Second property, superposition of transverse progressive waves gives the transverse stationary wave. The superposition of transverse progressive waves gives transverse stationary wave. That means if two identical transverse progressive waves superimpose or interfere with each other, the resultant wave is a transverse stationary wave. That is, superposition of transverse progressive waves gives rise to the transverse stationary wave. Third property, the motionless points, that is the points which are at rest on the stationary waves, are called as nodes. So the points on the stationary waves which are at rest or motionless are called as the nodes. So when a transverse stationary wave is produced on a string, some of the points on the string are motionless, that is at rest. These points do not move and which are called as the nodes. Then fourth property, the points having largest amplitude, that is the points having maximum or highest amplitude, are called as antinodes. So when the transverse stationary waves are produced along the length of the string, at that time there are some of the points which are having the greatest amplitude. These points are called as the antinodes. Then fifth characteristic, points between the nodes and antinodes have amplitude between 0 and a. So those points which are in between, the points which are between nodes and antinodes, they will have amplitude between 0 and a, that is minimum amplitude will be 0, maximum will be equal to a. Then sixth characteristic is stated as the superposition of longitudinal progressive waves. The superposition of longitudinal progressive waves gives the longitudinal stationary waves. That is, when two identical longitudinal progressive waves interfere with each other or superimpose with each other, at that time it will give rise to the longitudinal stationary wave. Seventh characteristic, the points having minimum, that is 0 amplitude, the points which are having minimum or 0 amplitude are called as nodes, similar to that of transverse stationary wave. In case of longitudinal stationary wave, the points having minimum, that is 0 amplitude, are called as nodes. Then eighth property, the points which are having maximum, that is a amplitude, are called as antinodes. So the points along the stationary wave which are having its amplitude maximum are called as antinodes. Then ninth property, the points between nodes and antinodes, the points which are in between nodes and antinodes have amplitude between 0 and A. That is, minimum amplitude will be 0, maximum amplitude will be A. Then 10th property is stated as the distance between two successive nodes and antinodes is equal to lambda by 2. So the distance between two successive nodes or the distance between two successive antinodes is equal to lambda by 2. Similarly, 11th property, the distance between a node and its adjacent antinode is equal to lambda by 4. So the distance between a node and its adjacent antinode is equal to lambda by 4. 12th characteristic, the amplitude of vibration of the particles varies periodically in space. So in case of stationary waves, the amplitude of vibration of the particles varies periodically in space. 12th characteristic states that the amplitude of vibration of the particles of that medium varies periodically in space. Then 13th characteristic, the frequency of vibration is same for all the particles. So if you consider the particles on the stationary waves, then the frequency of vibration is the same for all the particles. Similarly, 14th characteristic, there is no transfer of energy when the stationary waves are produced. So stationary waves will not transfer energy through the medium from one place to another place. And the 15th characteristic is all the particles between adjacent nodes, all the particles between the adjacent nodes vibrate in phase. That means we can say that all the particles between adjacent nodes, that is the particles in one loop, vibrate in phase. So these are some of the properties of these stationary waves. Some of the musical instruments are based on the principle of the formation of the stationary waves. So in case of string musical instruments, the stationary waves are produced, and therefore the principle of working of these some of the musical instruments is based on the formation of stationary waves. Now let us see the next point, that is comparison between the stationary waves and progressive waves. Comparison between stationary waves and progressive waves. So if you consider the progressive waves, then in case of progressive waves, the disturbance which is created, it travels from one region to another region of the medium. So in case of progressive waves, the disturbance created will travel from one region to other region. On the other hand, in case of stationary wave, the disturbance created remains in the same region at which it is created. So in case of stationary waves, the disturbance remains in the same region at which it is originally created. Second point, the amplitudes of all the particles in case of progressive waves are the same. The amplitudes of all the particles in case of progressive wave are the same. On the other hand, in case of stationary waves, the amplitudes of all the particles are different. In case of stationary waves, the amplitudes of all the particles are different. Third point, in case of progressive waves, all particles do not cross mean position simultaneously. In case of progressive waves, all particles do not cross the mean position simultaneously. On the other hand, in case of stationary waves, all particles cross mean position simultaneously. All the particles cross mean position simultaneously. Fourth point, in case of progressive waves, all the particles are in motion. In case of progressive waves, all the particles are in motion, while in case of stationary waves, nodes are always at rest. That is, the points at the nodes are always at rest. Fifth point, in case of progressive waves, the energy is transferred from one region to another region. Energy is transferred from one region to another region, while in case of stationary waves, energy is not transferred from one region to another region, Then sixth point, in case of progressive waves, the phases of adjacent particles are different. While in case of stationary waves, the particles between successive nodes are in the same phase. That is, particles between the successive nodes are in the same phase. Now let us see the next point, that is free vibrations and forced vibrations. Now if you consider first of all the free vibrations, then the vibrations in which the body is displaced from its equilibrium position, due to the initial force, and then vibrates with its natural frequency of vibration after the removal of that initial force, are called as free vibrations. The vibrations in which the body is displaced from its equilibrium position due to the initial force, and then vibrates with its natural frequency of vibration after the removal of the initial force, are called as free vibrations. That means in case of free vibrations, that body will be set into vibration by applying that force once. Continuously that force will not be acting on that body. In free vibrations, the body continuously loses its energy. In case of free vibrations, the body will lose continuously that energy due to frictional resistance of the surrounding medium. So due to the frictional resistance provided by the surrounding medium, there will be loss of energy in case of free vibrations, and therefore in these vibrations the amplitude of vibration goes on decreasing, and after some time that body will come to rest. For example, if you consider the vibrations of simple pendulum, vibrations of prongs of the tuning fork, vibrations of the plucked string, so these are the examples of free vibrations. On the other hand, if you consider the forced vibrations, then the vibrations in which the body is acted upon by a periodic external force and it vibrates with constant amplitude with a frequency of vibration equal to frequency of external periodic force, are called as the forced vibrations. So in case of forced vibrations, the vibrations in which the body is acted upon by a periodic external force, that is continuously force will be acting on that body, and that body will vibrate with constant amplitude with a frequency of vibration equal to frequency of the external periodic force. These vibrations are force vibrations. Now the amplitude of vibration depends upon the difference between the natural frequency and frequency of external periodic force. So the amplitude in case of force vibration will depend upon the difference between the natural frequency and frequency of external periodic force. If this difference between two frequencies is small, then amplitude of vibration will be large and vice versa. If the difference between natural frequency and frequency of external periodic force is small, then amplitude of vibration will be large and vice versa. If the natural frequency of vibration of the body becomes exactly equal to frequency of external periodic force, then the difference between the frequencies will become zero and that body will vibrate with maximum amplitude. And this condition in which that body vibrates with maximum amplitude is called as the resonance, and therefore we can say that resonance is the special case of force vibrations in which the natural frequency of vibration of the body and the frequency of external periodic force exactly matches, becomes equal, and hence that body will vibrate with maximum amplitude. For example, if you consider the vibrations of drill machine, they are force vibrations. So if any bell is rung continuously, then it will give rise to the force vibrations, and if that bell is rung once, then it will be the example of free vibrations. So this will be regarding free vibrations and force vibrations. And now let us define two more terms related with these vibrations, that is harmonics and overtones. What are the harmonics and what are the overtones? The fundamental frequency and its multiples, which may or may not be present in given vibrations, are called as harmonics. The fundamental frequency and its multiples, which may or may not be present in given vibrations, are called as that is harmonics. So in case of harmonics, fundamental frequency together with all its integral multiples will be present. On the other hand, only the multiples of fundamental frequency which are actually present in given vibrations are called as overtones. The integral multiples of the fundamental frequency which are actually present in given vibrations are called as overtones. That is, in case of overtones, instead of fundamental frequency, only its multiples are considered and which are actually present in the given vibrations. So this will be regarding harmonics and overtones.